AFTV DT 4-1, confident performance. Just what you need ahead of a North London derby, isn't it?
Yeah, it was, like you said, a really good, confident, nice performance. And I suppose if you're going to be overcritical, you would like to have kept a clean sheet, because there was that little shaky moment at the start of the second half where it looked like we were still in the dressing room. But overall, that was a really, really good performance. And there was a few players in there that will be definitely knocking on the door at the moment. And I felt that the way that we played was really pleasing, because it was very fast, it was direct, it was very positive, it was very, different to what we've been seeing over recent weeks. We didn't look like a side that's lacking in confidence. We didn't look like a side that's being sent out by the manager to play negatively. For whatever reason, it hasn't been going right lately. And I've said to everyone, we've got to stick with the programme. We've got to get behind the manager, because I do believe he will, come good, and the results will follow. But what tonight showed, despite the opposition, is that you've still got to beat what's in front of you, and that you can still play that football. It's not all pragmatic. So yeah, and again, people will say, oh, it's Thursdays and it's Rapid Vienna and everything. And my argument is very simple. Look at every other team that's playing in the Europa League. Have they all won 5 out of 5? Have Spurs? They drew tonight. They lost the other week. So it's not as easy as what you might think. Leicester, they drew last time out in the Europa League. So if it's so easy and you're playing such crap teams, why aren't you all beating them then? So let's, give the team and the players some praise, because it was a really good performance. And, like I said, the players for me that kind of stood out and I felt, would be knocking on Arteta's door is Reece Nelson. I felt his delivery as well tonight was really good. It was direct, it was quick, it was incisive. I thought Pepe had a good game as well. A couple of moments where you think, oh, just do something a little bit different. And you see Arteta going mad at him at one point. But then 2 minutes later, he's running back 30, 40 yards to win the ball back in our own defensive area. So, he makes up for that in that respect. I felt Maitland-Niles played really well in the central role. The only thing that let him down was his 2 one-on-one chances, and he missed. I think if he scores at least one of them, along with the assist that he got, he could definitely be knocking on the door and saying, that's why I don't want to play as a fullback. I want to play him on more natural position. I thought Pablo Mari had a good game for his first return as well. Competitive game, got a goal. I thought Cedric played well. I thought Runarsson was a little dodgy with a couple of moments. Kolasinac actually done all right.
And Lacazette, what a goal by him.
Yeah, I was about to say, Lacazette played in a very different role.
Yeah, they've sort of got him playing this sort of deep 10 type role. There's a few people in the comments that were saying, a bit like what Firmino does at Liverpool, but like what Harry Kane's been having to do recently at Tottenham. But it seemed to kind of suit him there.
Yeah, it did. The one thing Lacazette's always been good at is hold up and the way that he links, a lot of the play. It was kind of like a number 8, a number 10. He was kind of playing in between and trying to find those pockets to cause problems. And tonight he did.
You reckon that could be a position for him on Sunday?
I don't see why not, because we haven't got anyone else that's going in that area and doing anything. Joe Willock's had a few chances the last couple of Premier League games and not really been doing anything. And I feel that you get the best out of Aubameyang when he is linking with Lacazette and they are on the same page together. And this is one of those games where you're going to need big players with lots of experience. And you can laugh at Lacazette, and rival fans will, and say lack of goals, lack of threat, or whatever it is. But the one thing Lacazette does do is score goals against big teams in big games. He did it against Spurs last season. He put us 1-0 up. And it wasn't... That was a great goal. A superb goal. And then it was just a calamitous piece of defending that let us down 5 minutes later. So I've got no problems if Lacazette comes into the side. And I know people will joke as well about Willian probably starting. This is probably one game that I would actually encourage it, because his record of scoring against Spurs, albeit for Chelsea, is really good. And sometimes as a player, you have a team that you just seem to score past, that you just have good games against. So, touch wood, this is one of those where he can turn up, and I don't think us as fans are going to moan too much if he bangs the winner in the North London derby, but it's going to be a completely different game on Sunday.
Yeah, and did you think that tonight there was a difference because there were fans in the game? Because, you know, as you said, there was a spark right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see fans back in there. I mean, did that make a difference?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm going to go and watch the highlights, because the one thing I don't know whether people realise, but when we're doing the watch-alongs, we can't have any sound on. So we don't know what it actually sounded like, if it sounded more than the 2,000 that were there, if it really did lift the players. So I do want to just have a little look back just to see what kind of effect it had. I want to know what songs we were singing as well, because there was a few banners in there tonight as well. Do you know what I mean? They'll talk about me and banners. There was loads. There was a Meza Ozil one in there. There was one against COVID. Someone even bought a birthday banner in there. But it was so nice just to see faces in the ground again. And I'll tell you what you see, despite the fact that they were all wearing masks, you could actually see that the happiness. You could tell people were happy to be there, just to be in the ground, just the buzz of, you know, I said to you that I drove past the ground on the way here, and just that feel, that match day feel, you know, it's, unless you go to games and you understand that smell, I can't describe it. There's a smell, it's a match day, it's the food, it's...
You're no food on sale.
Yeah, but no, but do you know what I mean? There's a match day. People will get where I'm coming from. There's just a buzz and something about match days, and I feel that, you know, it's March, man. You know, when was the last time that people have had football taken away from them like this? It's
probably a war or something like that. It's about the only time.
Yeah, that is it. So, and how many people are alive now to tell the tale? You know, so. This is our own war in many respects. Do you know what I mean? War on COVID. And they've taken fans away from the stadiums for what? 8-9 months now? Something like that. So it is nice. And yeah, I know we all sit here, and I know Judges jokes about it and says, oh, I'm not going back or anything. But there is that slight bit. And
I want to go back.
Look,
I want to be back.
There is a little part of... I just one game at least, just to go back in there and get that feel and that sense, and just to have just for 90 minutes, let everything go.
Just be normal. You know?
That's probably the best word. Yeah. To just feel normal, even if you're wearing a mask, even if you're separated by 2-3 seats, or just to be in that stadium and watch the players and just, feel normal. Do you know what I mean?
Let me just ask you one last thing. Can we win the North London derby?
Of course we can win it. Of course we can win the North London derby. I don't see why that we should have, you know, I understand the reasoning for feeling like, you know, we can't, and Spurs are the favourites. Let's hold our hands up here and be honest. Spurs go into this in excellent form, top of the table. They've got every right to be confident going into this game. But to suggest that we've got no chance, you're an idiot. Because we've got every chance. Our record in the North London derby speaks for itself. Doesn't matter what year it was or when it was or anything. We can turn up at any given time. And like we were saying in debates this week, even when we were at our most dominant and destroying Spurs on a regular basis, there was always the odd game where they turned up and beat us. And we didn't expect it. And they didn't think it would happen, but it did. So why can this not be the same? This could really kickstart our season and really, you know, put a stop to some of the, you know, things that I've been seeing over this last few weeks or so, and that. Back the manager, man. I've got all the belief in the world that he's going to get it right.
This video is brought to you by eToro. Now, you may have seen that eToro sponsor a number of Premier League clubs, and you might be wondering, who are they? Well, eToro is a global investment platform with over 16 million registered users, which offers everything from stocks, currencies and commodities to cryptos like Bitcoin. Now, if you don't have time to invest, eToro is perfect. You can use eToro's CopyTrader feature, copy top performing investors, so when they make a trade, you make the same trade automatically at no additional cost. So if you're looking to start investing and you want to find out more about eToro, then click the link in the description and get on it right now.